Happy to have a guest today. We have Sophie Hedestad, CMO at Netigate here, and we will talk a little bit about a session that you will be a part of. You will moderate a really interesting interview with some heavy hitters in the beginning of the day. But just to give you a little bit of update first, we are now 1,500 participants, more than that, going up to 1,600 here. And for more than 800 companies. So there will be a bunch of people to network with. So in between the sessions, you can go to the discussion tables, you can go to one-to-one networking and so on. It will be a long day. You can tune in, tune out whenever you want, but there will be people, there will be content, and there will be a lot of fun for sure.
It won't be a long day. It will be an exciting day.
Very exciting for sure.
Yes. Anyway, enough about us. Sophie, welcome to the show. Really nice to have you here. How are you today?
Wow, I'm excited to be a part of this show.
Yeah, is this your first LinkedIn Live?
It's my first LinkedIn Live.
Okay, cool.
And how does this compare to sitting in, because we know you've done some TV appearances. How does this feel compared to that?
This is more nervous.
It is.
LinkedIn Live is way more nervous. No, but I think it's the same. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
We like that. We like that you're excited, and we're equally excited to have you with us here. And like Thomas said here, you're going to be with us for the 27th. You're going to moderate a really interesting session, particularly now considering what's happening in the world. It's about going back to basics for marketeers. But before we jump into the session, why don't you tell us a little bit, who is Sophie?
Who is Sophie? So I'm 36 years old. I live in Stockholm. I work for the SaaS company Netigate as the Chief Marketing Officer there. And I have had different commercial roles since 2011. And I started basically in sales as a sales consultant, doing pickups, hunting potential customers, onboarding them, etc. So I've been in the SaaS sphere for almost 11 years.
Okay.
Wow, that's a long time. And what is Netigate all about? What do you guys do over there?
So we help companies to listen to their two most important assets, which is, of course, employees and customers. By doing so, they will have better and more profitable businesses.
Okay. Really cool.
It's a feedback platform where you can get the voice of the customers and voice of the employees.
And also, I think it's just fair to push here a little bit. I know that you are also active in the podcast sphere. So why don't you plug your podcast as well here? I think you do it in both Swedish and English, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so I have a Swedish podcast called Kommunicera Mera, and I have an English podcast called Voice of Success. So I interview interesting people. It could be in SaaS, it could be in any other business, or it could be like celebrities, as long as they have some kind of competence or knowledge that they can share with the audience.
Right.
So often I find different interesting people and discuss their expertise. And while talking to them, I record it and upload it as well. So it actually becomes a podcast.
Okay, that's great.
I'm not sure if I should be offended or not. Like, when are we going to get?
I know what's coming.
Very soon.
Very soon. I'm just joking.
Are we in the celebrity bucket, or is it in the SaaS bucket, or?
I would say celebrity bucket.
Okay, yeah.
Celebrities in cause.
Right.
Yeah.
And Thomas, it's never a good thing to be a celebrity, because then usually you have nothing to bring in terms of knowledge. You're just famous for some nonsense stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We neither are celebrities or have anything to come with. That's the main strategy here. But anyway, we are really happy to have you at the event. Really happy for you to lead the discussion. So we're going to talk about how B2B SaaS marketers need to go back to basics now in the current circumstances. So could you give us a little bit of a sneak peek what people can expect from the conversation?
Yes, so I will have Susanne Rönnqvist Amadi with me from HubSpot. She's VP of Marketing. And then I would have Frida CMO at GetAccept. Prominent SaaS businesses out there, so they have a lot of knowledge that they will share. And we will talk about getting back to basics. A lot of things have happened in the tech industry lately. I don't think anyone has not seen that. So we will talk a little bit about marketing these days. How can we get back to basics? What initiatives should you work with as a company to get growth? I'm quite excited about this conversation, and we will try to have it in a high tempo as well. So we will have some red and green flags and short answers and high tempo as well. So I hope it will be a good show for the audience.
Absolutely.
I'm sure of it. And I know you guys are, because I've had a sneak peek at some of your talking points and when you guys prepared. There's going to be some stuff that is really pertaining to everybody. Everybody still needs to accelerate, still needs to grow, but you probably have to do that if you're a marketer listening to this with a significant lower budget next year, potentially to what you had this year. And I know you guys are going to address that. Here are some of the tips and tricks that you can do to continue pushing the needle while maybe not breaking the bank next year.
Yes, and I would say budget doesn't need to win here. So I think there is a lot of organic initiatives that marketeers can work with to drive growth. It's not the biggest bank account that will win.
We say hallelujah to that, because otherwise we wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So creativity is the key here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Thomas, do you want to check in on the folks on the line here and see who's with us, and if anybody wants to win any one of these here?
Yeah, so it won't be the one that Daniel has on his head. You will actually get the new one, but then you have to put your name in the chat. So if you're listening, why don't you put your name in the chat so we see who's here. Appreciate you stopping by. Maybe you're on your way home, or maybe it's just that, I don't know, boring last meeting of the day. Appreciate you tuning in anyway. And let us know who you are, and you are in the run for a cap, if we come to that.
Awesome.
But Daniel, what other cool things can you expect from SaaSiest 2022, the digital version?
The digital version. Very good question. And I think you can expect that there is something for every flavor and for every discipline. So we've structured a day where we open up with Jeppe Rindom from Pleo. He's covering a topic that is relevant for all Nordic SaaS businesses. It's about how do you actually structure yourself as a Nordic company to become a global player, because we're forced to go global rather quickly. So we have some sessions that are general for everyone, but then a couple of hours into the day, we have split the day in 4 different tracks. So there's one revenue track that pertains to marketeers and sales leaders and so on. And then we have obviously a customer success track. Now more than ever, it's more important that we keep our customers, we make them happy, we make sure they extend their commitment to us. So that's going to be tackled in the customer success track. We also have a CEO/founders track. So I want to highlight and emphasize anybody is welcome to any track, but the tracks are named after to give people guidance where it might be more relevant for them. So the CEO and founder track, that's more relevant for those folks. And we also have a product track, because often in our world, the company is also equivalent with the product. So it's not going to be a tech track where they're talking about how to write a piece of code and this API does this, that API does that. No, it's more about how the product teams need to be organized, how they need to cooperate with the rest of the organization, how you can streamline stuff for MVP, get closer to the market, and so on. So anybody interested in getting closer to the market from a product perspective, CPOs, product managers, CTOs, that's going to be super good. And then at the end of the day, we finish out strong with we welcome on the American crew then, because then they're up. We have a bunch of heavy hitters from the US talking about PLG and demand generation. So it's going to be lots of fun. But somewhere in there, I think, Thomas, we have 3 breaks, right?
Yeah.
That are dedicated for peer-to-peer discussions and smaller group discussions. So you're going to have a possibility to enter virtual meeting tables or rooms where you can discuss whether it's sales or PLG or whatever you're interested in. but you're also going to be able to be paired up with, if you want to speak to Sophie or other marketers and so on, there's going to be that ability to have a fireside chat for a few minutes. I don't know how
There's a
long, Thomas, it is.
big button that says Sophie, and then you click on that, and then you get into one-to-one with Sophie. No, but I mean, you will be able to see everyone that is logged in. You can also send a request if you want to chat with someone, if you want to set up a one-to-one video meeting. So that is also a way if you see someone that you really want to talk to. So, and I think also that we will bring some surprises. I know that it's going to be surprises because we haven't decided yet. So I think here in the weekend, we will probably find some things that also will sort of increase the engagement, increase the fun during the days. So one thing at a time. Now it's a lot about, finalizing all those small bits and pieces and bring as many people as possible to the event. And then let's work a little bit on the extras as well.
Yeah. So, Sophie, what are you besides your own session? I don't know if you had a chance to look at the rest of the speaking tracks here. Is there anything you have locked in your eyes on? And if not, you as a marketeer now, like, what are you reading up on? What's top of your mind?
I think you mentioned a few things that I'm quite interested in. Like, I would love to Edinholm talking about building this Nordic SaaS, conquering the world. And also, I mean, PLG and demand generation, learning from US people. I think we're quite good in the Nordics to exchange ideas, and you guys are doing a great job making sure. But listening to people that works in a different region to pick up some ideas there.
Yeah.
I'm also quite interested in like goal setting and OKRs. I know most SaaS business are working with the objectives, like how are they implementing that in their organization and what does not work well. I would like to know all the fuck ups and what they learned from it.
Good. I think there are probably more fuck ups and successful cases when it comes to setting goals and follow up on them. It's just my, I don't know, but cool, interesting. So,
and there is actually, Thomas, a session on OKRs. You want to?
You wrote that in the chat, but I didn't. So tell us about it while I fix the Wheel of Fortune here. And also, before you do that, if anyone else is here and want to get in the raffle of winning a SaaSiest cap, write your name in the chat. Otherwise, Linda is looking good here. Go on, Daniel.
Yeah, and I don't know, Sophie, if you're saying stuff just to make me happy, but there is actually a session in the CEO and Founder track talking about the importance of performance framework. And that's going to be presented by a gentleman called Niklas from Questback. He's the COO there. He's actually written the first, probably only book in Swedish on OKRs. He's a huge OKR ambassador. So he's going to talk a little bit about not just the OKR as a framework, but how do you actually get it airborne, and where people, like you said, where does it normally go south? Like, why don't you succeed with this? So that's going to be really interesting to hear and see as well. I know he has a lot of interest for that as well. And I know that's also a topic that's close to you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right, Thomas, are we getting the SaaSiest Wheel of Fortune up and running, or what's going on?
I have the SaaSiest wheel. We have Linda here in the chat. I don't know if we have.
I think we're going to have to put Linda and Sophie against each other.
We're going to put Linda and Sophie here. Linda, it won't be that easy. And it's still a few seconds left that anyone could join the raffle here. I'm just going to switch a little bit here in between the screens. Let's see if we can get the Wheel of Fortune up here. And here we go. All right, so I'll just remove that as well. Now we can see us. Now you can see the wheel, and
we also see what you're Googling. Are you trying to recruit somebody to replace me? What's going on here?
Did I share the whole of it? Okay, fun. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Will it be Linda? Will it be Sophie?
I'm very nervous. It's Linda.
I'm sorry. It's Linda. So congratulations, Linda. Send a DM with your full address and phone number. And yeah, you'll get the cap in the post. So congratulations. And
Linda, it comes with a commitment. We expect you now, when you get it, to snap a photo of yourself, a selfie, post it, share it with us, tell the world that you have one of these unique beauties.
Yeah, I got a DM from someone that won the cap a few days ago, and he said that his son were going to wear it at school.
That works too. Recruiting them early.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. But I think we are done for today. Really nice to have you here on the show, Sophie.
Nice.
And and see you on Tuesday, if not before.
Super.
All right.
Take care now.
Cool.
Bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.